Hey, what is good everyone? Chris here. Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, and I appreciate you for subscribing and watching these videos. I used to be an event photographer. I switched that for something more fun, which is nature and wildlife photography. And I'm learning these days. And all these videos that you're gonna see are about me learning how to shoot wildlife and nature. We're gonna be out a lot, and I really appreciate each and every one of you for being here and watching these videos, commenting to my videos and telling me how nice the photos seems to be. And today we're talking about just that, how I'm getting to those photos to that level that you guys appreciate. I'm gonna show you the whole entire process of how I'm unloading to the final product of all my photos that I'm shooting on location or anywhere. And this is not only about wildlife photography or nature photography, it's about all photography, and everyone who goes out and shoot and enjoys shooting should go through a process similar to this. Now, I'm not saying do what I do, but maybe watching this video will help you learn a little bit, and maybe someday you will thank me for giving you a pointer or two about how to edit and how to get to the final product, at least to the level that your camera saw it when you snap it. Because sometimes, because we're shooting raw, most of us, those photos look a little bit dull, and we want them to pop a little bit. We want them to show exactly what we saw through our viewfinders when we snap them. Now, if you are one of those people who hate editing, I would advise you to skip this video or just watch it. Maybe you're gonna get into it, because to me it's a fun process. I don't like to stay at my desk for long, but I like to tweak my photos and bring life back into the photos, and maybe save some that I mistakenly took in different conditions or in different situations that didn't allow me to use the perfect settings. Now, this is all about Lightroom, so if you're using another software that it might be similar to this, like the Capture One or the One software or whatever, there's so many now. It might be similar, so watch it and basically take out of it only the things that you need if you're not using Lightroom. But if you do use Lightroom and you wanna tweak your photos, you wanna have your photos looking, I'm not saying better, but a little bit more vibrant and have more life into them, then grab a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, a beverage or a glass of wine, and let's do it. It might be a little bit longer than usual, but we'll manage. Alright guys, so we are in Lightroom, and the process before what you're seeing right now is very simple. I'm copying all the images on my hard drive in a folder, and then I'm importing them to Lightroom and start culling them. And the way I'm doing the culling, it's pretty, let's say, straightforward and easy. I am going through all the images and I'm only looking for the sharpness, the critical sharpness or good sharpness on the subject, and I'm giving all the images 1 star. So all the images that are sharp and I'm happy with. I'm not looking at the composition, colors, or anything else, exposure, just the sharpness. But obviously if the image is underexposed too much, over 2 stops, or overexposed over 2-3 stops, I won't rate the image and not bringing into development, because I know for sure that that image is already ruined. And it happens, and it happens to the best of us. So these are the images that I end up with in my last photo shoot. Actually, these are the images that I didn't edit. I have another way of rating them. The ones that I'm editing, I'm adding another star, another 2 stars, another 3 stars based on how much I like the image and how much that image means to me. So these ones basically are the ones that I didn't want to edit, but there are sharp or close to critical sharpness to be able to basically have a starting point in the editing. So we're here in the library module. These are all the images. what I'm doing is I'm going to the develop module, and this is, let's say, the first image that I'm looking at, and you can tell right here that some of them are already edited, so I'm gonna reset them if we get there. So let's say I'm going to this one, and this one is already edited, and now I'm gonna show you how I end up with this image, and I really like the way it looks. So I'm gonna reset this one, and you can tell it's super dark. I am probably 2 stops underexposed. Let's see. So this will be 2 stops. So yeah, I am 2 stops underexposed. It's not good. I advise you to choose the perfect exposure. Sometimes it's hard when you have a sky like this, an overcast that is perfectly white, like a huge softbox behind, and the bird has white plumage, and it's tough to do that. So I tend to shoot underexposed. This one I kind of underexposed it too much, but we will work with it, and I'll show you that even this image can be basically recovered and end up in a great image. So now we raise up the exposure, we see what we're doing here. The image is sharp, and I like the sharpness in it, and I don't care about anything else right now but the cropping. And cropping is very important in the wildlife, let's say nature photography, because it always creates the mood, and it either enhances your subject or destroys the way the subject is presented in the environment. And for me, though this one is a great image, because I'm shooting a 24 megapixel sensor, the cropping, it's pretty tight. The bird was pretty close to me, probably around 15-20 feet away from me, but still not enough. And if I need to crop this one, I have to be very aware of the fact that, as a rule of thumb, you should keep 3000 megapixels on the longer side. So I should be basically somewhere here, maybe like this. So this will be a, let's say, usable photo to around 7-8 megapixels, and that's what I have to work with. So this will be the crop. Now the bird looks very good. It's pretty close to being in the middle and being the subject of our composition. So after the crop, what I'm looking at is basically cleaning the image a little bit. As you can tell that on the sides we have this rest of the branches from the bush that the bird was on, or the tree that the bird was on. And Lightroom has a great tool, which is an generative AI removal tool, and you can select the areas, and I advise you to do this before you're doing any kind of improvement in terms of masking or even exposure, because that can be a little bit weird for the AI to understand and create weird artifacts, and you don't want that. It's more work. So now we're pressing remove. We're waiting for the Lightroom, which is pretty fast, to remove this rest of perches and branches in the image, and it did a pretty good job. It kind of mushed the branches here a little bit. You have 3 options, and you should look at all 3 all the time, because one of them might be better than the other. I am not unhappy with it. I'll probably clean this even more. If I want to, I can do basically a heal with the healing tool, and choose the way I want to clean this image, and this is probably pretty good. So now I'm going to editing. I'm happy with the composition pretty much. Let's say if I want to do even more, I'm gonna crop this and get the bird more in the middle and a little bit tighter. Though I have to be careful because I am already under 3000 pixels on the longer side, so it's a little bit too much of a crop, and that enhances the noise a little bit. And because we're at the noise, the next thing, let's denoise this image. And there are a lot of software that you can basically use to denoise the image. One of them is Topaz Lab, the other one is the DxO Pure Raw, and they just came up with a new version, the version 5. But Lightroom already has an AI denoise tool in it, so let's use this one. Let's see what it can do and if it helps a little bit. And it does help pretty good, and I really like the way it looks. The problem is, the more you're going towards the end of this slider, which ends up to 100, the mushier and the softer the image becomes. As a rule of thumb for me, I would not go further than 40, maybe 50. So probably a 35 for this one will look good. And I am gonna let the DNG denoise do its job. It takes a little bit longer than the other software because I tried the Pure X Raw, and I'm gonna show you that one in a different video. I really like what the DxO Lab, the Pure Raw 5 does. They have a new engine, and that engine basically removes the noise, the color noise and the luminance noise, and enhance the images and creates a little bit more basically revives the images. Now you can tell that it's already like 20-25 seconds, and we finally got the image, and you get a new image that says enhanced noise reduction. And if you look now, the image looks unbelievably good. The noise has been almost reduced entirely. So now I can start editing, and I know we spend a lot of time to all this, but this part is important. And for the edit part, to me it's basically a preference. But for wildlife, what I do usually, I'm increasing the contrast a little bit. I'm going down with the highlights a little bit, maybe around 50 depending on the image. This one probably needs more because it's an overcast, and you can tell that it became a little bit grayish on this side because that's where the clouds were. And then I'm gonna raise the shadows, not too much, and it's good to always zoom in and look at the subject and see if enhancing it too much creates any kind of artifacts, or if the noise gets back into it. So I'll probably be somewhere here, maybe 50. Then I'm gonna raise the whites just to +5, -5 for the blacks to create that beautiful contrast, and the image already looks pretty good. If you want a little bit more from the sharpness and basically increase that sharpness, you can go up to 10 in texture, and that will help the texture in the subject to basically make it a little bit crunchier, but not too crunchy. If you're going a lot in texture, it's gonna look bad. So maybe either 15 or 10 on this one. I think it looks good. Then maybe bump the clarity to around 5, not too much, just to basically enhance the colors. And then vibrance, it's up to you. You can go all the way and make the image look like it's an HDR image, or just slightly and keep that natural look. I'm happy with 20 and +5 to saturation. So that's pretty much it in the first slider. Now in the tone curve, I would definitely create the S curve. I like that contrast in my images. You can tell that it's a very slight contrast, but that contrast pops the image and makes the image pop a little bit more. So yeah, that's all you get. So a tiny bit of contrast, and that's it. In the color mixer, I'm not doing much on this one because it has a red plumage. Probably increase the saturation to like 20, and maybe the luminance a little bit, so the colors are popping a little bit in the bird's plumage. And that's it. That's all I'm doing. Now you can go further and look at the image and see that you have yellow and greens down here. So you can make these ones pop a little bit, or if they take too much out of the subject, you can lower the luminance. You can change the colors to basically match your subject, and it makes it look a little bit more cohesive. I usually don't do that. I'll do it now to show you guys how that looks. I'm still not very happy with the crop, and I will probably tighten it a little bit just for this edit right now, because the bird is a little bit isolated, and in this sea of white it looks kind of bad. Now I'm happy with it. So now we have a little bit of symmetry with the colors right here. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Like I said, it's all about composition and what you're seeing in the image. So this is with the color mixer. Then in the details, I will do sharpening, but not too much. And I'm always doing it on a black and white image, holding Option or Alt on your computer. We're gonna change the image in black and white, and I'm gonna do around 80 in sharpening. I think it's too much for this one, probably 60. Yep, 60 looks good. And then I'm gonna mask to have only the bird, if possible, in sharpness. I don't care about anything else here. So now we have sharpness, we have detail in the plumage, so we're all good. We already denoised the image, so we don't need to do that anymore. The next thing that I'm gonna do is a little bit of a vignetting if needed. On this one I can't, because if I'm vignetting the image, it's gonna look bad on the sides, being that white. So if you want to work even more on this one, you can always go into masks and choose background, and then work with the background and maybe change stuff in the background. But on this one, apparently the AI can't do much, so it's gonna be tough to basically remove all the branches, the bird and everything from this mask. You can try by subtracting from the background selection mask, and just do it with the brush, because obviously the subject wasn't selected. So you can start doing like small edits like this, and just keep the, let's say, subject out of whatever you want to do on your background. So if I want to enhance that background, I would rather make it to look a little bit like it was sunset or sunrise, or maybe a little bit bluish, to give him a little bit more life. I'm not sure. I'm not very happy with how it looks. Maybe a little bit warm, something like this, and create that fake illusion of the image being shot at sunrise or sunset. And that is pretty much it. This to me is a 2-star image. It's sharp, it has the composition, it has the colors, so it's a 2 stars image. It's not a 5 stars image, obviously, because there are a lot of variables in it that I don't like. I don't like the fact that I needed to crop that much. I don't like the sky and the fact that it was a full overcast. I don't like that I have to bump the exposure 2 stops and then do the noise reduction for it, and that softened the image a little bit. So to make sure that I'm showing you everything, this is also a 2-star image, and you can tell that this one is pretty sharp. Again, a very tight crop, but for this kind of birds is normal. It's very hard to be close to them, but you can tell that the image looks good. It's very sharp. The only problem that I have with it is that, again, I had to raise the exposure. I think this one I didn't denoise it, so we can do that and see if the denoise is making its way. There you go, it's pretty good. So let's enhance this one, and see how it looks after denoise. It's not that bad, but it might look crunchier a little bit. And if you are raising the texture and the sharpness before doing this, that's what it does, and will definitely look better now after the denoise, though it's gonna be a little bit softer. So you have to deal with that, or just leave the image the way it is and maybe do a manual denoise and just remove parts of the denoise, of the noise on the subject or the background, whatever bothers you. Usually in the shadow areas, that's where the noise is more prominent. And yeah, now it looks pretty good. I actually love this image. So yeah, this is one of the images that we were talking about. And on this one, I actually can do, and I did a mask for the bird, I can either invert this mask and duplicate it, and that will select the background, and I can work on the background and make it a little bit bluer because he was over the water, or a little bit more yellowish, like it was a little bit of a sunset or sunrise. I'm not sure. I like blue probably more. I would go with a blue like this, and maybe not that much, so probably like this. Probably this will be a final image on this one, and I really like it. I think the crop, it's still a little bit too centered, and I don't like the subject to be in the middle. It's like it's an AI created image and not a real image. So this is the final image on this one. So yeah, this is pretty much it, the process, guys. And after this, I'm gonna just export the image with the settings. I'm not adding more than, I think I'm gonna be low on sharpness for screen, and if I'm doing a print, I'm gonna do the sharpness for that, and that's it. This is all it takes. And now I'll let you enjoy the images of this beautiful session of wildlife and birds, mostly birds. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. For new guys, thank you for being here. Hopefully you enjoy these videos, and I will definitely see you soon, hopefully outside, though I don't have any cameras anymore. I shouldn't say that.